Hi everyone, this is Pearl and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing week 2 of my 2026 quote-unquote project life in my Hemlock and Oak B5 planner. I have those brass clips from the Coffee Monsters Co. Everything I'm using here I will go ahead and list down below with links if the products are available. I am showing you there that I have a stamp chamois and I keep that in a salt keeper, which keeps the chamois damp so that I can use it continuously without going back to the sink every time that I want to clean my stamps. So here I am using an Ali Edwards stamp set from 2022, I think it is, and my VersaFine in black onyx to stamp out week 02. And I don't know if I'm going to do that for the rest of the year, but that's what I'm doing for now. I actually had a dream that I needed to do something different there. So we'll see what I end up doing. I do like to keep things consistent so that I don't get decision fatigue. And that's how I was able to do Project Life in a 12 by 12 album for 14 years because I kept the same format so that my priority was on the photos and the stories that I had. Okay, so I printed out the pictures on photo sticker paper using my Epson PM400, and I recently heard that they're not making that anymore. So I actually just purchased one and I found one on sale. If they still have that, I will have that link down below as well. I just wanted to remind everyone that I got this inspiration to use this Hemlock and Oak B5 planner from My Little Journal. I will have her Instagram and YouTube channel linked down below. Be sure to go check her out. She also designs stamps and pet tapes. They're amazing. Okay, so here I am trying to figure out where my pictures are going to go, as well as what I'm going to keep, what I'm going to do. And it kind of takes me a while. And I realize that I don't need to have that many pictures there. And for years and years and years, I've tried to keep it down to one photo a day, but sometimes I'm just too photo hungry and I just want to document everything. So this is a really good reminder for me just to keep it simple and try to only do one picture a day, just so that it's not so busy on the page. So I am going to take that picture of my daughter walking the dog out because she does that all the time. So I could put a photo like that anytime, even in the future. So I am reorganizing my photos here. I seriously hope that this gets easier for me as I get more comfortable with the format there. On this picture that I'm currently cutting, I did put some black washi tape there because I do not have permission from my daughter's pediatrician to put him in this layout. So I just blacked out his name. I tend to do that for privacy reasons. So I am using this stamp, and I don't remember where I got this stamp set. It has images of doctors and nurses that I wanted to use. So I also like to clean my new stamps that I haven't used with a white rubber eraser. That takes all the debris off. You can also rub it against your hands to make sure that you get a clear stamped image. It's going to be a while before I actually stamp that image down because I do want to put the day of the week and the date on there. So I got to figure out the placing of that as well. But I'm going to go ahead and start sticking down these photos. Now, if anyone knows the secret of how to take the backing off these photos without wrinkling the picture, please, please, please let me know down in the comments below. I also haven't figured out the best way to print these. I think I've tried printing it in Photoshop, which I think is actually the best way to do it. But I've also tried it on my phone. I'm not getting the measurements exactly right, so I am fussing with my Tim Holtz tonic scissors there, trying to get the correct sizing. It's so frustrating because I think I have the dimensions correct when I'm using my phone to print it out. But I think that'll just be something, once I get used to it, it'll be super, super easy. So wish me luck. Okay, so I am going to be sticking down all of my photos here. And you're going to see that I am struggling with the photo size. So I keep taking it on and off. And luckily for me, this photo paper or photo sticker paper that I have, I can pull it off if I'm gentle without ripping the paper. So I'm grateful for that. The washi sticker paper that I use for journaling, that I'm able to pull off as well without ripping the paper if I'm gentle. So I'm getting really frustrated here. You'll see that I'm on the struggle bus with the dimensions of the pictures. Fingers crossed that I do get used to it. But I keep bending the photo or getting like wrinkles on the photos because I keep pulling it on and off. But I decided I'm not going to be too picky about it for right now because this already took me so long because I'm not used to the format. So I just kept it the way it was. Once I have all the photos stuck down and I decided where the placement was going to be for all of this, I am going to start doing some stamping. Now for stamping that I want to use to color or paint or whatnot, I like to use the Memento Tuxedo Black. So I'm going to use that to stamp the image of the doctor that I have, so I can use my Tombow brush markers to color that in once I'm done with that as well. Now I am using stickers from the Cocoa Daisy kits. I'm not a subscriber yet, but I will be. So I'm trying to find some ink colors that I have that may match some of the colors from the Cocoa Daisy kit. So I am using here the Lisa Horton Rusty Nails to stamp the days of the week. This is a really, really old stamp from Technique Tuesday when Allie Edwards used to work with them. Who remembers those stamps? So I'm using that to stamp the days of the week using Lisa Horton Rusty Nails. Then I'm going to be using Heba Alcibi's stamps. I think it's Market, and I'm going to use that to stamp the date of the week there. And I'm going to use that with my VersaFine black onyx there. Of course, I'm using my white eraser to rub all the debris off of the new stamps because I just got these and I'm just using them starting January 1st. So I'm going to do that to all the days of the week. Next, I'm going to be using a Mama Elephant Midnight Letters stamp. Who remembers that? I actually have not heard of Mama Elephant in a really long time. Has anyone heard? Are they still around? Anyway, so these are the Midnight Letters. So I'm stamping the outline with my VersaFine black onyx, and then I am going to be stamping the inside with the VersaFine Clair in the color Golden Meadow. So I feel like it gives a little bit of a contrast, and this is on the day that 2 of my kids, 2 out of 4, both needed brand new retainers on this day. That was not a cheap trip. So I'm stamping new on above the pictures of my kids in the dental chair, and I typed or stamped out retainer on the bottom portion. I'm going to fill it in with the VersaFine Clair in Golden Meadow, like I said before, but the number 2, I'm having to use a different stamp set. This is also an older stamp set by Felicity Jane. Who misses Felicity Jane? Raise your hand. Oh my gosh, every once in a while I will email her and say, please come back. I miss the Felicity Jane scrapbooking kits so much. Okay, on the back, in the back of my planner, I did some ink swatches with the different types of inks that I have to see if they will bleed through or ghost. If you're interested in seeing those ink swatches, let me know down in the comments below and I can share that with you. Okay, please excuse my head. I hate showing my head in these videos, but for me to get right in the stamps correctly, to get it colored in correctly, I need to look from above, and that's the way I video. So sorry, excuse me. Okay, once I do that, okay, I took some of the clip out. You don't want to watch me stamp all those words. I am looking at my Tombow brush markers to see if I have any colors that are similar to the VersaFine Clair Golden Meadow, and I find that I don't. So what I end up doing is I take a stamp block and I just stamped it into the ink pad, and then I'm taking a little bit of water and I'm just gonna color it in using a paintbrush. Next, we're gonna be working on my journaling. I did do all of my journaling on my phone and I printed it out onto washi sticker paper, and I did have the measurements in, so hopefully these all turn out correctly. I am using my tonic paper trimmer, the 8.5. I love these guillotine trimmers so much. In any case, I'm gonna cut all of these out and then I will be laying them down, and I am using washi sticker paper. I will have all of these products linked down below if you're interested in them as well. Once I figure out the placement of where I'm going to put all of the journaling, I am going to look at my Cocoa Daisy stickers because I like to have a little bit of color underneath the washi sticker. I don't have to have it because I also like it very clean as well, but I do like having a little bit of like color underneath. So I wish I could watercolor on here, but I did try that in the back of my journal and it totally bled through. So here I'm looking at my Cocoa Daisy sticker kits that I did order. Again, I'm not a subscriber yet, but I am going through there and looking through and seeing which pictures or stickers I want to use. I did use the owl stickers because we did see an owl a few weeks ago on top of our neighbor's house. So I am just filling in some of the white space so that it's not as blank. I don't like to have a lot of blank, but I do like to have areas where the eye can rest while it's looking at the whole layout. So I like these little watercolor swatches that you see on the bottom left-hand corner, but they don't have a lot of those. So I did try to do that in week 1 by using my ink and my ink brushes, but I decided I didn't want to do that this time. So, but I do love that the washi sticker paper, it's not transparent, it's a little translucent. So you can still see the watercolor effect below. So I'm putting down a lot of these watercolor swatch-like stickers and my journaling down. Now, one of the things I want to remind you, if you're doing a Project Life type of scrapbooking, don't forget to take pictures from different perspectives, whether you're down below or up high. Now, these mandarins that I took a straight down photo of the mandarins that I picked from our tree. We have 3 or 4 mandarin trees and they are so juicy, but my kids don't favor it. So I'm basically the only one that eats all the mandarins. So I always bring them to school for the teachers and for the dance teachers as well. With regards to perspective, I did take a picture of my kids walking down the driveway. One of my sons is driving, so he drives all the kids to school. They go to school about 30 minutes away from where we live. So I just wanted to document my view when I see them off every morning. But can I tell you, it is a game changer to have a driver. I love that I can get up in the morning and stay in my pajamas until I'm good and ready to change. Isn't that amazing? It's the simple things in life that I am so grateful for. Okay, now with the stickers that I'm getting from Cocoa Daisy, I did try to pull it up to reposition the sticker. Did not work, so let that just be a lesson for you guys that you learn from my mistakes. I do end up using some of the washi tape that comes with this sticker kit that I got, and I'm going to put that on top of my layout. I'm going to use 2 different styles, or actually 3, and I'm going to put that on the top just because there seemed to be so much white space there. I do try to cut it the way I would a normally washi tape, but this tape does not allow for that, so I am having to use my scissors to cut that. So there's the other washi that I'm using on the top, but that's so thin that I use a second piece as well below that. There it goes. Now I'm going to be filling in some of the empty spaces with the stickers and whatnot. I did pull a bunch of stamp sets that I wanted to use for this, but by the time I remembered it, I was already done with my layout. Now, I did constrain myself to only using the Cocoa Daisy stickers because if I have too many options, it's going to take me way longer than It already does. I think this layout took me about 3.5 hours because I am still figuring things out. I did cut a lot from this video. Now I'm going to color in the doctor. I am using my Tombow brush markers. I am using 533, and I will also have these Tombow markers linked down below. I think Michael's is actually having a sale on them right now. Okay, so I finished coloring in this doctor and I think I call it done. What do you guys think? I think moving forward, let's see, I already recorded week 3 of this, so I'm gonna have to do a voiceover for that. But I think because this is so new for me, I'm gonna record and talk live. I think that's what's gonna work best. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.